Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Kalafhi podcast, which is Doctors Unhinged. Today I've got a very special guest, a very good friend of mine. His name is Katlego, and Katlego is going to tell us a little bit about himself just after my great introduction. All right, go on then.
Disclaimer, I'm not a doctor.
Right. Yeah, it's very
But
important.
yeah, my name is Katlego Khosibudiba. I'm an engineer by profession. I recently graduated mechatronics and robotics.
Right.
And I'm also the founder of TselaPay.
Yeah.
I also do, I think, a lot of other stuff on the side. Some are hobbies.
Right.
Some are things I could see how to monetize. But most of what I do is pretty technical.
Right.
I like tech. I grew up around a lot of tech and a lot of innovation.
Right.
So yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's what I do.
Do you know that I wanted to be a mechatronics engineer?
Yeah, I remember we had that conversation when you first asked me like what I'm going to study. This was like
and then
in
you're
year
like,
one.
mechatronics, yeah.
And then you're like, I should have done mechatronics.
Honestly.
But then
I
think medicine worked out well for you.
Yeah, I'm happy here. Most of the time, right? You know what I mean? Most of the time.
I mean, the fact that you have a podcast, that on its own gives you some sort of freedom.
I love when people do that when they say it's my podcast.
It's yours. Like you're the host. It's yours. You have to own it. Like,
I have to. I'm the CEO of the podcast, guys.
You see?
Big shout out.
And you are the founder. Like
right. Well, I've got a co-founder.
You see?
Yeah. So we've got a team.
Exactly.
A good team. Okay.
So,
all right. Cool.
Yeah.
So tell us what brings you to the podcast then, Katlego? Didn't expect that question, did you?
I don't know. An invite.
An invite.
But this is funny because I'm used to asking that question.
Right.
I've recorded a couple of podcasts as well. I have my own podcast.
Yeah.
So, I've never really sat down and thought why I would ask a person what brings them here.
Right.
So it's quite a hard question to answer. I guess I don't know. There's something that sparked some interest in you,
right,
to bring me here.
Yeah. No, there is because I watched a TikTok where you were representing TselaPay.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And you're doing like a presentation and everything. You're like, yo, TselaPay this and that and that. And then I realized that you're actually a great speaker. But then when you said that you're a robotics engineer, I was like, you know what? I could use that on my podcast, right? Because I want to talk about things robotic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, give us a bit of background because there's a big project that you're working on now, right? Which is TselaPay. Give us a bit of like a background on how it works and what it is, just so that people are aware before I dive into my own selfish medical stuff. Do you know what I mean?
It's not selfish, but so TselaPay is Botswana's digital public transport system.
Right.
We're digitizing public transport and we're starting with payments.
Okay.
What we realized and learned is that commuters struggle a lot with using public transport. They constantly have to fuss with carrying the right amount of change.
Mm-hmm.
They often lose money as a result of that. They can't track their spendings. There are tensions between them and combi drivers.
Right.
And then combi drivers as well, they have their own set of problems. They have to deal with the 200 pula notes at 7 a.m. on a Monday.
Right.
Where you're going to get the change at that time. They have to deal with... the biggest problem they deal with is financial inclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Because most, if not all of the money they handle is cash.
Mm-hmm.
There's no record that they're earning this much and they can maybe get loans, maybe get insurance or any other financial access to any financial services. So TselaPay was born as a result of that. Like, how can we digitize public transport as much as possible?
Mm-hmm.
And quite frankly, the idea was inspired by me staying in Russia. Right. Studied in Russia, stayed there for 5 years, and you also know how exceptional the public transport systems are there.
Right. Like efficiency.
It's so efficient.
Right.
If you have an efficient public transport system, you have a working economy because people can move from point A to B without thinking about how they're going to do that.
Yeah.
We used to have this joke in uni that it's faster to take the metro than it is to take an Uber.
It actually is because you have to wait like 10 minutes and then it's uncertain whether the Uber's going to get there or not.
Traffic.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Yeah. I sat down. I'm like, if other countries can digitize the transit systems and make them more efficient, why can't we do it? We're a country of 2 million people. I'm sure we can make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you talk about this, I imagine a situation where, like, you know how when you're in Moscow, you open that app and then it tells you exactly where the next bus is
Yeah.
and like the estimated time of arrival
Yeah.
to your destination. Is that the sort of thing that you're trying to build here? Is that where we're going?
That's the bigger vision, yeah.
Right.
That of course takes a bit more work because there's like algorithms and a lot of technical overhead. But that's the bigger vision. You should be able to maybe have a card or have your phone and
Yeah.
check where you're going, how you're going to get there, even if it's your first time in Gaborone, for
Right.
example.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is this going to be a subscription based system?
A subscription service.
Yeah.
Not now.
No, but I mean, well, I'm talking about because the pay thing, you keep saying that they'll be able to pay. Are you
Oh, yeah.
digitalizing it by everybody using their bank cards to swipe
Yeah.
in the machine, or is it going to be a special card for TselaPay?
So I actually have the card with me, but it's gonna take a lot of time to bring it out.
Right.
But it's essentially a transit card.
Mhm.
It's a small card, kind of like it's not a bank card.
Right.
It's just a transit card that holds what I call tickets.
Yeah.
And every time you tap on a combi or a taxi, it validates that okay, this guy has this amount of tickets.
Right.
He can take a combi.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So you buy them and then when should we expect to start trialing and using this?
So we're currently piloting with a limited, with a set number of users.
Right.
But in terms of when we expect to launch fully,
Mm-hmm.
we hope that by the end of this year we should have
Oh, sweet.
enough traction.
Okay.
By next year we should have we should have fully launched. By beginning
Okay.
of next year we should have fully launched.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, guys, for more about that, I think if you follow him on Instagram, he's got a link there, right, where you
Yeah.
can subscribe to being one of the first people to use TselaPay when it
Yeah.
does come out. So big shout, try that if you're using public transport. Even if you're not and you just want to trial it out, it should be a good thing to trial out. So you can give him feedback as well and write
Yeah.
how they can better manage it. All right.
Yeah. TselaPay.co.bw.
TselaPay.co.bw. So that's going to be the website where you
Yeah,
can
that's the website.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I obviously brought you here because I want to discuss robotics in
Absolutely,
medicine,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we know that when most people hear robots in medicine, they imagine sort of some sci-fi surgery and how things like
Yeah.
you've got an AI operating on you and things like that,
Yeah.
right? But what is the reality of
So funny enough, when I first started robotics,
Yeah.
essentially I thought the same thing. I thought it was these nanobots doing all sort of cool stuff inside your body. That is the case nowadays.
Right.
Like genuinely, there
Yeah.
are some people, some companies working on nanobots,
Mhm.
but most of what's happening in medical robotics right now is really research now going into the operating room
Okay.
or into the hospital.
Mhm.
My university, for example, spent a lot of its research and time working on robots for rehabilitation.
Okay.
So, what's this called? Let's say stroke patients, for example.
Mhm.
So, the reason I'm thinking about these is because I know the words in Russian.
Right.
So, I'm now translating
Yeah,
to
yeah,
English.
take it back, yeah. Right.
But lower limb mobility,
Mhm.
upper limb mobility. We built exoskeletons
Okay.
and different devices
Right.
to kind of assist with the rehabilitation of patients.
Okay.
So funny enough, actually, when I was in my third year, if not my final year,
Mhm.
a year one student came who was wheelchair bound to do robotics as well.
Yeah.
So that was like open game for a lot more faster research, experimenting, and I think it kind of showed us what we could do as roboticists, but also as society. Like,
What did you use the guy as like
yeah,
a
he
dummy
was
for the exoskeletons and things?
not a dummy, but
Do you know how mad that is? You came in with a disability, you're trying to learn. And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, get on this robot.
yeah, I think part of the reason he came as well was because he saw what the school was doing.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, he became part of the project. Guy's really intelligent as well.
Mhm.
But not only was he building projects, but he was also part of the testers,
Okay.
experimenting on him. So yeah, rehabilitation. I've also seen robots being used in surgery.
Right.
That's another frontier I think has been interesting to me.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's a bit more complex
Mm.
because of I don't know how complex surgery is as
Right.
it is.
Yeah.
So
And the red tape on that must be crazy.
exactly.
As well, right?
So now that's the
Because,
problem with health,
Mhm.
and you might understand this better. The red tape that comes with, one, conducting research, and then two, taking a product into market. Like even something as simple as an exoskeleton.
Mhm.
The moment you are going to say you're going to operate it in a hospital setting, some sort
it's a
of
bit shaky. It becomes a bit shaky.
yeah. No, regulators really want to know
Right.
what it is you're doing,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So it's more of like working with the regulators
Mhm.
to convince them, or at least to give them some peace of mind that no, what we're doing is the right thing. This is what we're
Mhm.
trying to do. This is where we're trying to go. Yeah. A lot of the other robotics, let me try remember. A lot of it is also prosthetics.
Right.
A lot of
Right.
people the prosthetics we know, like
Mhm.
the ones that we normally see, it's not even a device. It's just an
Yeah,
object.
it's just an object. It's like you're standing on it. At least it's helping you move forward, right?
Yeah,
And things
yeah.
like that. Yeah,
But we're trying to add more
functionality to it.
functionality, more movement connected to nerves, so
Mhm.
that you can actually,
Move it. Yeah, I've seen
move
some
it,
people with
open, close.
giving an extra arm and then they're moving it
Yeah,
and pointing fingers and things.
yeah.
That must
So
require a bit of physiotherapy as well.
of course,
Yeah.
no. The moment you do medical robotics, you're
Mhm.
working with a doctor, physiotherapist, by default, because it's people, and usually even rehabilitation, it's
Right.
physiotherapists.
Okay.
So yeah, uh, that one's a bit more complex though, right?
Mhm.
Because you are now connecting nerves
Yeah.
to devices. I really don't know how that works,
Mhm.
but it's something that's really sparked my interest. There's some papers on it, of course. So robotics, as it is a research heavy field because
Right.
it's brand new.
Mhm.
So the first place I usually go to when I see something,
Mhm.
especially in medical robotics, is Google Scholar, ResearchGate, read a ton of papers, see what people are doing.
Mm.
MIT is one of the biggest universities when it comes to robotics. They've
Mhm.
done some cool stuff as well. What's this university? I keep forgetting it. We call it the mecca of robotics.
Right.
But it's also in the US.
Mhm.
They also have been doing some cool stuff in medical robotics. I'm trying to remember some of the devices people have built lately, but it's mostly around rehabilitation because it's
Okay.
an
Yeah,
easier
it's an
point
easier
of
field.
entry.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
And because there's a big need in that case, because you see,
absolutely.
and the results must be
Yeah.
almost instantaneous, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you've seen our wonderful facility here at Kalafhi
Oh
Day
yeah, yeah.
Hospital. We're not too
I've
far
been
from
a
innovation.
patient.
You've been a patient here. Yeah, so in Kalafhi Day Hospital, we've got there's a robot over there actually.
Oh yeah.
That measures your. Did
You
I
know
tell you
what?
about it?
I forgot the simple things.
Right. Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah.
so the robots that we call AMRs.
Mhm,
So these
mhm.
are autonomous mobile robots.
Right.
These essentially they move from point A to B
Mhm.
autonomously, and they fulfill tasks. You just give them
Like a set of
requirements
instructions.
and
Yeah.
then it does that.
Right.
So in hospital settings, what
Mm.
I've seen them do is deliver things like medication
Mm.
and food
Yeah.
to patients
Patients. Right.
around the wards.
Yeah.
Maybe conduct temperature checks.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I've seen them do a wide range of tasks
Mhm.
in hospital settings. So yeah. Those are like some of
The things.
the things robots are used for.
Do you know what? And I'm going to digress a little bit here. The best AMR I've seen,
Mm.
the Yandex delivery system.
Ooh!
Right, the Yandex delivery
So-
system. So, in
Yeah.
Russia, they've got a robot. And this is just for the audience that don't understand, where you can order food online.
Yeah.
Right, and then you just wait for it at home. And then this little robot cart gets it from the store, it drives it there, and then it delivers it to your house. So all the payments are done online and things. It's just literally you receiving your food. Now, the crazy thing
Yeah.
about it is how fast they do it.
So fast.
Right? Because I have, and I always tell the story where
Mm.
I'd wake up in the morning, check my fridge if there's milk or something, right, for me to make breakfast. And then what I'd do is I'd order like a carton of milk and some eggs, right?
Mm.
And then I go and take a shower. When I'm coming
Yeah.
out of the shower, my milk and eggs at my door.
Yep, your
I just
door.
open my door, grab them, put them in the house, and then I'm like,
So you
cooking.
use the leave at the doorstep.
Yes,
thing.
the leave at the doorstep thing.
I don't trust my neighbors.
It-
I never. So
Yeah.
I don't. I'll be honest. So
Yeah.
we do. I usually just prefer to, like, the good old fashioned way.
Oh, yeah.
Like knock, give me my
go and get
thing,
it, bring my things,
I
then I pay.
check,
Yeah.
and then you can leave. I'll even tip you like
Yeah.
if I have the cash.
Right.
But yeah, the Yandex robot. So actually, there was a time I went to the university that developed them in Opolis. I think they were contracted by Yandex or something to develop them.
Mm.
And when they were piloting them in Opolis in Kazan, yeah, man, I was geeking out.
That's actually crazy stuff.
I
But then
was
in
geeking
in
out.
Napolis, there's a lot more than that. There's those
Yeah.
self-driving cars as well that were put
Yeah.
there, so you get like those taxis with
Yeah.
nobody inside.
So
Yeah.
at that time, I think this was like early 2023,
Mm-hmm.
they wanted to launch both of these at the same time, the
Okay.
AMRs and
And the self-driving cars.
yeah,
Yeah.
the self-driving cars. Think of it as a gigantic AMR.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think they made a lot more progress on the delivery bots and
Then
the
the
cars, probably regulation as well. I don't really know.
oh, okay.
But we also got to see them, got to go into them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
imagine just getting a ride and
And then there's nobody driving.
there's
It's
no one
just,
driving the car, and it's
it's
like
just a computer.
yeah.
Okay.
But it's actually like the papers those guys are building these
Mhm.
AMRs from like 1989.
That's the
1990.
thing, and that's what's crazy because then
Yeah.
it's like, and when you're there, they'll tell you things like, "We're so behind." It's like,
Yeah,
bro,
so behind. And
Yeah.
most of it is actually the Mars rover. A
Mhm.
ton of the research. So the suspension system
Mhm.
on that small little delivery bot,
was
it's from the
developed
Mars
from the
rover,
Mars rover.
inspired from the Mars rover.
Oh,
First
okay.
Mars rover was, when was it? 1990.
Right.
Something like that. That's when
Okay.
it was developed.
That's really cool. So, as I was saying, here in Kalafhi, obviously, we're innovative and we're very much ahead in terms of technology and robotics and things. Where do you think we are as Botswana, though? How far are we from getting to that, where we're developing those prosthetics
Yeah.
and things like that? Do you see that as something that's going to open up in the near future for us to get into? Because I'm sure there's lots of people with a real need for those kind of
Yeah, this is-
services and
You guys might have the data on this. There's a
Mhm.
ton of people that deal with stroke recovery
right.
in Botswana
Yeah.
annually or daily. And there's a real need. Like there's an
Mhm.
actual need. Something I've learned is the health industry as it is needs a lot of innovation
Yeah.
and technology. Where we are in Botswana, we're a bit far behind.
Mm.
Or well, not a bit.
Right.
We were so far. Robotics isn't a thing in Botswana as it is right now. So you go to UB, there's no bachelors of mechatronics and robotics. You go to BUST, there's no bachelors of mechatronics and robotics. I think it's called mechatronics and industrial instrumentation.
Right.
So much of what they focus on is, think of it as robotics, but for the mine.
Oh,
It's really
okay. Okay, like
industrial stuff.
in the mining industry, so they could
Yeah.
still implement that same knowledge. It's just it's more dedicated to.
Yeah, you could say that
I feel that's
the
right,
the
yeah.
principles are the same. The
Right.
applications that are working on are a lot more different. So as a field, it
Mhm.
doesn't even exist in
Oh, okay.
Botswana just yet.
Okay.
I mean, and then we don't even have, for example, a robotics association.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a dedicated community society
Yeah.
where professionals in that field are networking and building solutions towards a better Botswana. So the health industry suffers as a result,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Yeah. And this is not just robotics, by the way. So robotics pairs a lot with AI just
Right.
because of the
Yeah,
things we
yeah,
think
with
of.
all the software engineering as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even things like medical imaging
Mhm.
suffer as a result.
Yeah.
We haven't built the algorithms that could detect cancer
Right.
earlier on,
Okay.
you know. And I know some brilliant people working on that in Botswana, by the way.
Oh yeah. No, don't leave us out. We've got so we're also working on that right now. We're actually currently working on something of that sort.
Yeah.
So I told you about our robot that measures your vitals, right?
Yeah.
So you get in there and then you put your arm in there, then it measures your temperature, your blood pressure, and all that, right?
Yeah.
Tells us your body fat percentage.
Yeah.
Then that just sends it straight to your phone into the doctor, so the doctor can read and then tell you what's going on there.
What do you guys call it here in Kalafhi? I've used the Bipomas one at the trade fair.
What do they call it there?
What's it called? It's got a name though. I forgot.
We'll give it a name now. We'll call it the Kalafhi bot.
No, it's a proper name.
Oh, come on.
A proper name.
But you know what? I think the name is probably written on it. When we pass by it, we'll see
Yeah.
it. But yeah, we've got little things like that. And the other day, I was with we've got our own in-house sort of engineer. Is a software engineer, as a programmer.
yeah.
So he's always trying to upgrade and build our system that we use to interact with patients.
Absolutely.
So we're trying to get a bit of AI in there. We're trying to cross-reference our images with images around the world, because now there's databases, right?
It's a ton of data sets.
Yeah, on Medscape, there's databases where you have like a bunch of X-rays, right, for like this type of cancer and things like that, and then all the little intricate details are there. So now, whenever you're not sure about your diagnosis, you could always cross-reference it. And I'm not saying completely like trust an AI or whatever, but then like when you're training something like that, right, it makes delivery to the patient quicker. Right, so I see a very good need and a very good space for us to merge with your robotics and to bring it into medicine and to make it better for our clients.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's a lot that can be done.
Yeah,
especially in Botswana, there's a lot that can be done.
Yeah,
from preventative measures all the way up to like, I think, assistive technologies as well.
Okay, all right. And so when you say things like this, right, of like building robots and all that AI that's coming in, how far do you think we are from being replaced by them?
So I've always considered robots as tools,
right,
and not as replacements, because you can't replace the human mind.
Right.
You can't replace human creativity.
But people are dumbing down.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Do you know how crazy it is? People are dumbing down. Now, like, you'll be sitting with people and then they'll say, okay, guys, I was with a friend of mine and we were planning a trip, right, for December.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then the guy's like, guys, let's not suffer. Let's ask ChatGPT.
Toss it on Jet.
And it does a great job because it'll write the whole trip for you, write the budget for you and everything. But then where's our creativity?
That's the thing. Yeah. ChatGPT is a tool.
Right.
How you decide to use the tool is up to you. The same way you can have a spanner. I'm not a mechanic, but a mechanic would know how to
use the spanner well.
Best.
Right.
I probably just know how to turn a couple of nuts and bolts. They know they can do a lot of things with spanners. I've seen that with mechanics.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the case with like AI tools, right? Not just AI, but ton of tech in general, even robots. They have to work for you and not doing your work.
Right.
Yeah. So like with chatbots, for example, let's use the example here, the trip.
Right.
You have to give that chatbot a ton of information. Like, we want to go to Cape Town, for example. This is our budget. This is how many we are.
Yeah.
So and so likes the beach. So and so likes Braai. So and so likes this. This is what we want. You give it as much context as possible, and then it produces the itinerary.
Right.
Otherwise, if you just say, I want to go to Cape Town, you're gonna go on the West Trip.
So just a bunch of rubbish to go there.
It's gonna suggest rubbish. It's gonna generalize a lot of things. Maybe you don't want to go to Clifton Beach. Yeah. For whatever reason. Yeah.
It's gonna throw it in.
It's gonna throw it in.
Oh, okay.
So that's the case with robots as well. Like, they don't replace human beings. They just help human beings do a lot of things better. And they honestly get rid of the repetitive tasks.
Right.
Imagine. So I use, these tiny little vacuum cleaner robots thing.
The ones that clean by themselves.
Yeah. Some hospitals actually have like industrial versions of these. Right. They're about the size of a coffee table as well.
And they just move around cleaning by themselves.
Cleaning. Like, imagine like how much it reduces the repetitiveness.
And it increases unemployment. Don't forget that.
It depends. It depends how you look at it. Is it
Your
working
job
with the cleaner?
Is putting people out of work.
No, it's not.
Do you know how mad that is?
It's not.
You just said there's a robot that cleans by itself. And then next they'll be like, there's a doctor that you can consult by itself online.
Who maintains the robot?
Okay.
Who empties that water? Who cleans the robot itself? Like, these robots, they still come with water tanks and filters and brushes and bristles. Another robot can't do that. Like,
so we now need somebody else to just come and clean it up and then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's just about a transfer of skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's good. He's diplomatic, isn't he?
It's not.
He's great. Well, all right then, Kalafhi, man. Thank you for coming, man. The episodes are only about 20 to 30 minutes, but then thank you for educating us on TselaPay, telling us a little bit more and interesting things that you've seen about robots and robotic medicine. Guys, if you've got any questions, remember to write them down. I'll be in touch with Kalafhi, and again, you can find him on Instagram, TselaPay.co.bw.
Yeah.
Yeah, go and sign up for that. And as always, thank you to our sponsor, Kalafhi Day Hospital, the most beautiful hospital in the country.
Shout out
Make
to
sure to
Kalafhi,
visit.
man.
Yeah, shout out to Kalafhi. Make sure you visit whenever you can or need. All right. Thank you guys and have a nice one.
Cheers.